Hi, welcome to my channel and welcome to my gem cutting studio. My name's Taylor, I cut gems for a living, and today I'm cutting this Montana sapphire. And I'm going to take you guys along for the process. Let me show you this stone a bit closer up. I actually just posted a video to my channel a couple days ago of the process that went into dopping this gem, so if you want to watch that, I'll have it linked in the description. But in this video, I'm going to show you how I facet it. Here's a quick look at the raw gem before preforming or dopping. So I took the gem over to the faceting machine, and next I'm picking a pattern for my little binder. I think I want to go with just a standard round for this one. Unstacked mains. Here's a better look at the pattern for anyone curious. I'm actually thinking about making a video soon where I show the websites I get all my free fasting patterns from, so let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I promise I'll actually get into the faceting soon, but first I want to show you guys my fancy new thumb brace. I've owned my business since 2019. I wire wrapped for years, and then I've been faceting for at least 3 years. My hands don't like that. I've done nothing really to take care of them. My joints are all a bit hypermobile in the first place, and then on top of 7 now. Wow, 7 years of hand strain. Finally gave out. So now this joint has started to hurt a lot every time I facet, and these little joints that do a bit of extra bending. I got these two little ring splints. Awesome. So this will be my first time actually trying this setup for faceting. I'll let you guys know if it works. Really hoping for the best. Looks like I can still cross my fingers, so that's good. Starting with faceting with this 325 grit lap. Out on the machine. Oh, this is gonna be weird. First step is going to be to cut the girdle of this stone or the sides. So I'm already set to 90 degrees on my machine, and I'm going to see what index numbers I need to start cutting. Standard rounds are luckily very simple, so this is where we're starting. If you can tell on here, those numbers are all of the between numbers, 3, 9, 15, 21, 27, 33, etc. So it's part of why I love cutting standard rounds. They're easy and kind of mindless to do. So at this point, I'm going to go around and test out all those numbers that I just showed you in the pattern, and I'm going to try to find which one is the lowest, because then I'll have to cut all the other points up to match that one, if that makes sense. I don't know if this is a part of the process that everyone does, but I like it. I feel like it saves me a lot of time. I don't have to go back and recut if I start with one that's not the most shallow. Okay, I think that's good. I think 69 is my low point, and now I'm going to start cutting the girdle. One quick little tip, I'm not sure if you could hear it in the last clip, but when I'm cutting these facets, I cut them until I can just let go of the handle and the stone doesn't touch the lap anymore. If you can feel it dragging or skipping, cut a little bit further, but as soon as it's hovering, you're good to go to the next facet. This is how the girdle is looking after the initial cut. I think that's pretty much good, at least good enough to move on for now. And when I say good enough for now, I just mean that if I didn't cut quite enough, I can fix it in the next step when I recut all this with 600 grit and fine cut it and clean it up. I don't have to be super precise on the first grit. It's just to get the bulk of the size away and the shape down and the rough cutting done. Next, I am rough cutting the first tier of the pavilion. .42.1, perfect. Oops. Okay, now it's perfect. I'm doing pretty much the same thing I did with the girdle by finding the lowest point on here. It looks like that one, and then starting there. So I'm most of the way through cutting 19, and you can kind of see the last little chip I'm trying to get out of there. Once that's gone, I'm going to go cut all the way around and try to make them meet at the top, and also leave enough room to cut the crown. Rough cutting is done. Let me show you how it looks. You can kind of see the little rough spot like right at the tip, but that's going to cut out in the next step when we recut all this with 600 and add the second tier of pavilion facets. Next step is my 600 grit diamond lap. This is where we'll be doing the fine cutting, recutting all the facets we just did, and adding the second tier of pavilion facets. Or the split facets, I think is what they're called. So, okay, if you guys listen real quick, this is what it sounds like when it's about at the right height, but it's still skipping a tiny bit. I'm gonna try to get my mic close to the wheel. You guys hear that? Okay. And then nothing, right? Right? Okay. Here's what the girdle looks like after fine cutting. I'm super happy with that. I think it looks great, and I'm going to move on to the pavilion next. Alright, here is the first tier of pavilion facets fine cut, and there are the split facets I just added. A little hand update for anyone who's curious. It's starting to rub a little bit. My joint doesn't quite hurt as much as it usually does, but ooh. Yeah, definitely like rubbing in some places. So I'm going to take a little break and kind of like stretch my hand out so I don't like make it too mad with my first day of using this, but I'm pretty happy with that already. If any other artists or facetors are watching this and you have like good tips on how to not like destroy this thumb joint, please let me know. I'm worried. I'm 25 and I'm worried. I'm back from my break and look what I have. It's another thing I got to like kind of modify my machine so it hurts my thumb less. Currently I have to hold this little thing and like really pinch. Yeah, you can see how upset things look. I got this little foam tube to shove onto it. And basically it just should make the area that I'm holding bigger without getting like tape or anything goopy on the faceting machine. That's nice. That's nice. That's actually a good like little grip, and the bit of squishiness is really helpful. Okay. Yeah, I'll call that a success for now. I'll, keep you updated, but sweet. Next, we are going to pre-polish, so let's get into that. I have my 3000 grit pre-polishing bat lap on the machine, and I'm going to go over here and grab this. It's super worn off, but it's my 3000 diamond grit, and this snake oil. The label also wore off, and we're going to get started. Weird little tip, but when I'm pre-polishing, I always set my girdle to 89.9 instead of 90. because I feel like it makes it hit the part that it needs to more. I don't know. It hits the part closest to the gem best this way. Check out the pre-polish on the girdle. I love this step because this is when you can really start to see what color the stone's going to be and what it looks like inside and all of that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pre-polish the pavilion, and I'll come back and show you when I have the mains done. Pre-polish the pavilion mains. Oh, look at that little rainbow inside. Ooh, how pretty. Well, I hope that shows up in the final stone somehow. Ooh. No way. Yeah, this is going to be a cool gem. Just finished pre-polishing the split facets. They turned out perfect. I actually went back and recut the first tier a little bit deeper so that these points would make it to the girdle and not run past it like a few of them were. Those meat points are a lot better. So next I'm going to polish, taking this pre-polish lap off. And then I'm going to go wash my hands and wipe down the machine a bit. You don't have to, but I like to because I have gotten pre-polished grit onto my polish lap one too many times and contaminated it, and bat laps are $260, so I don't love ruining them off a mistake like that, so I'll wash my hands and then show you how we're going to polish this. I also use different little cloths and I make sure they're different colors so I don't end up wiping pre-polish onto my polish cloth. I've also done that before. Here is my 60,000 grit bat lap. Putting that on. Pre-polish or polish is going to be pretty similar to how we did pre-polish, except for I turned my direction to clockwise. I'm going to have to really look at each one of these facets, and usually I have to like shine a flashlight on it to actually see the reflection and make sure the polish covered the whole facet. So this usually takes a while. I won't show you guys too much of this process, maybe, but I'll be back soon with the polished stone. Oh, one more thing. I don't polish the girdle. I only pre-polish it because it's going to end up so tiny that you will never be able to notice if it's pre-polished or polished, and it takes a lot more work to get polished on the girdle for whatever reason, so just don't bother. Don't bother. No reason to. I'm done polishing and my hand hurts. I gotta take all this stuff off. But the gem looks great. I don't want to complain. I think I just did a lot for my first day wearing the brace. I was hoping it would go a little bit better and then be able to just kind of facet like normal again, but I think I need to take it a bit slower. So I'm going to show y'all how this turned out, and then I'm probably going to go ahead and do the dopped transfer tonight still, and then I'm going to give my hand a rest and finish the stone up in the morning. There she is, all nice and polished. Can't quite see how crisp it is yet because there's still some like residue left on there, but trust me, that looks very good. Time to take this gem over to the dopping station. This is another part that I'm not going to fully explain because I am planning on making a full video on it soon. I already did how to dop a gem, and I think soon I'm going to post how to dop transfer a gem. I'll show you like a bit of my process now, but it's a bit much to try to like make a tutorial for inside this video, but that'll be coming soon. If there are any other tutorials or like specific steps in the faceting process that you want me to make a video on and like really deeply explain, please leave a comment and let me know. I'm getting super into making like more tutorial style videos. Along with these just sit down and yap videos, I kind of like the being able to have both of them, you know? So leave any ideas you have for me below. And let's get into dopping. First up, I need to pick a new dop, the one I'm going to transfer it to. It'd probably be between these two sizes. See, that's tough because I like to size up, but I think the sized up one is a bit too big. I'm going to go with the smaller one and then just put some like extra wax on it to really beef up the seal. Next, I'm just cleaning both ends off in acetone, once again to make the connection extra secure. Sticking that in the dop jig. This is how I get it like the most clean I can. And then that one's not going to go in the jig for now. I'm just going to put it over to the side. Next, I'm taking this high heat black dop wax and my micro torch, and I'm going to go ahead and just put the wax on this dop or inside it because it's a cup dop. It's got a little divot in there to hold the wax. Oops. I make that so much more of a mess when I'm filming. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I grab that little glob. I just know that would get in my way later. Now I'm going to put the dop with the stone into the other side of the jig, like such. Make sure that the little ends of the dop are aligned in the keys and that they aren't crooked in there. Tighten the stone down and then loosen up the top dop a little bit and torch it. I'm sure that last clip was a mess if I even left all of it in, but there it is so far. And now we're going to take off the original dop. I guess this kind of is tutorial-y, but there are way more details that I want to include, but that would just make this video drag on out. Okay, so I've got my little dops. This is the new stick, and that one I'm going to wrap in this towel that I just kind of get the edge of wet. And wrap it nice and secure. I have this wooden block that I stick on the other end, and then hit it with the micro torch. Woo. Perfect. Now I'm sure you're wondering, oh, what do I do with that huge glob of wax on the top? We're going to cut it off with an X-Acto knife. This is the part that's scary for beginners, or at least was scary for me and most of the people I've known, but just keep it flush to the gem, and I don't want to do that too much. I usually do it over my trash can below my desk so I don't just hurl wax all over my office. So I'll show you once I do that. All right, there it is. It's not perfect, but I'm going to take a little paper towel with acetone and kind of clean up anything else I missed. I don't think I've showed you guys this in a while, so this should be fun. Here's my mystery substance. It's just isopropyl alcohol, but it's where I let the dops sit and soak, and it turns this lovely shade of green. Pretty cool. I don't know what kind of reaction that is, but check it out. Oh, yeah, and this is done. Ta-da! Let me zoom in a bit closer. That is a successful dop transfer. Yeah. Perfect. Time to bring it back to the machine. Sweet. Okay, so I can at least realign the stone today. That doesn't use my hand too much. So I'll show you how I do that. This is just a master lap with no diamond grit on it. That's what I use for this. Set my angle to 90 degrees again. Or a little bit under 90. Lower it down. And you're also going to need a sticky note and a Sharpie for this. I don't know if this is a step that would be worth like a full tutorial, but I'll do whatever y'all want to see. Lowering it down until it just touches the post-it note, and make sure it's actually the gem touching and not the wax. And I loosen that screw a little bit and kind of adjust it until it feels like it's hitting a flat surface, and tighten it down. Okay, grab my Sharpie and color in a couple of these facets so that I can show you guys what I did afterwards. But the goal is to wipe one clean, whichever one you just aligned. Oops. You want that one to wipe clean. And it did. Perfect. All you need is for it to wipe clean from left to right, and you are properly aligned. Let me show you a close-up of that. So you can see the Sharpie I colored onto the other facets, and then the one clean one in the middle. Pretty simple once you get the technique down. I know I said I'd stop, but what if I just cut like just the first crown facets? Maybe without my brace to see how it feels, and then I can show you guys the position that my hand naturally likes to get into. And you can let me know if that's messed up or what you think is wrong with it. Or if you think I should go to a doctor. That's kind of the conclusion I'm coming to with how much I'm talking about it, but I wanted to see if I could fix it first, you know. Here is the crown part of the pattern that we're starting on now. I think I'm going to start the crown with 325 again. I usually start with 600, but honestly, there's a lot of gem to take down, and if I start on a grit that's not quite rough enough, I feel like I end up pushing a lot to try to get the material off faster, and that's not great on my machine or my hand. Let's get started. Can you see the tiny little plane that put on there? Cool. All right, I'm gonna finish cutting a few more of these and then come back and show you. Here are the first couple facets. I'm leaving quite a bit of room at the girdle for when I go and cut this down with 600, but they're looking good so far. Now I'm gonna try to demonstrate what my hand does naturally when I'm cutting. So it's about like this. The thumb likes to get real backwards, and then this joint, it's supposed to be like out here, right? It just flops in. This little rubber thing is actually helping a lot, or a foam thing, but like that, the thumb just looks like it's at an angle that it shouldn't be, and it feels like it too. It actually doesn't hurt to do rough cutting, so I'm really not pushing at all. Like I can kind of just gently grip the little foam thing and it's all good, but polishing is where it really starts to hurt. That's a lot of gripping and like kind of having to push. So all in all, this is fine. I can keep doing this for sure. I just have to be more careful with like polish and pre-polish. And that step is done. Got all of the crown facets, or at least the first one's rough cut. Next, I'm going to go in with 600 and fine cut these, and then add the next 2 tiers of crown facets. It'll be pretty much the exact same progression as the pavilion, but just on the top of the stone now. This is the pattern, of course, and these are the first crown facets. These ones are the second ones that come and touch the girdle, and then the third ones come and touch the first ones. Very simple. I love this pattern. Okay, real quick, I'm going to do my fine cutting with 600, or at least start. Might as well. That should be a quick, easy one. Finished up the first round of crown facets, and the second round, and the third. We are done with fine cutting for the crown of the stone. And that means I should probably also be done for today. It's about 5 o'clock, so I did great. I'm honestly really excited with how much of the stone I was able to cut without my thumb acting up. I had to take almost a week off after the last stone I cut just to let it heal a bit and stop hurting constantly. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll finish the rest of this up tomorrow morning, and I'll see you guys then. Bye. Not like I need to even include this. It's going to be like 0.2 seconds for you guys, but peace. Good morning. It's the next day. It's about 7:30 a.m. and I'm ready to finish this gem up. Today we have to pre-polish and polish the crown and then cut the table, and that's it. It's Friday, so for me, I also have to list the gem and send out like a drop email and drop post and stuff, but that's not your problem. Let's get back to faceting. Perfect. I've already got my 3000 grit bat lap on the machine. I've got my little diamond grit chapstick here and snake oil, and we're just going to get right into pre-polishing. The first round of crown facets are pre-polished and looking good. I just finished the second round, and as you can see, this is where I'm really doing the meat points well. You can get close enough on all the other steps, but pre-polish is where I try to really get them perfect. Pre-polish is done. I'm seeing so many of those rainbows through the top, and the color of this stone is looking gorgeous. So the next step is to switch my bat lap and polish all those same facets. This should be a bit quicker than polishing the pavilion since the facets are smaller, but we'll see. I'm going to get back to you when that's finished. Polish is done. Thankfully I was right. That was a lot quicker than the pavilion. Let me show you a bit closer up. Perfect. I'm gonna be so honest, if I wasn't filming this video, I think I would have given up on this gem yesterday. Like, I would have finished it next week, but all the places that little brace was kind of cutting into my hand yesterday hurt a lot more today. I didn't realize how sore that was making it. Like, the actual problem joints feel fine, but everywhere around them kind of feels bruised. So I'm pushing through for you guys, and I think I'm just going to finish up the table without the brace on. It shouldn't take too long. To set up for cutting the table, I'm going to first put my 600 grit lap on the machine. I'm sure you guys can tell this is like my favorite. I'll use it for whatever I can. Next, we're gonna grab the tabling equipment. I have my angle set to 45 degrees, and this little adapter adds another 45, so we can cut the table at 90 degrees, if that makes sense. So you align this on the wheel and just tighten down the little apparatus with this. Perfect. Then we grab our stone, stick it right in there, and tighten it down. And we're ready to go. And you can see where the table's just starting to show. Here's the table fully cut, pre-polished, and polished. It is finished. Let's go ahead and take this off the dop. The dop removal is pretty easy. I just stick it into this little wooden block so I don't burn my fingers holding it, and then heat it up. There it goes. And then I like to grab some of the extra wax while it's still hot. It saves like 10 minutes trying to soak all that off with acetone. Next, actually, is the acetone. We're gonna let that gem cool until we can pick it up comfortably, and then drop it in the acetone to soak off the rest of that wax. And then I put the lid on while it soaks because acetone evaporates way faster than I always expect. Grabbing my mystery juice, and we're gonna put the other dop in there. That one is still hot though, so I'm gonna not grab it with my fingers. I'm gonna use this instead. Perfect. Now we wait. Once we've gotten tired of waiting, we can open this back up, get a paper towel, and grab the gem if you can, and wipe it around in the paper towel. Trying to get as much of that wax off as I can. Then I'm just gonna dip my paper towel in here and rub it on the gem. This goes so much faster than just letting it sit in the acetone and fully soak off. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but I don't have the patience for that when I could finish it in 20 seconds. Like, look, we're almost there. There's like a dot of wax left. Beautiful. Go all the way around. Make sure I've got all of it. Okay. Ooh, okay, let me weigh this, and then I'll show it to you guys in some nice lighting. This is gonna be such a pretty gem. Our final weight is 1.34 carats. Oh my gosh. You can already see how bright this gem is. Y'all. Wow. I'm gonna measure it real quick just to see how big it turned out. I think it was a little over 7 to start. Wow. 6.6. That's awesome. I'm really happy with how I did with this one. Now, let me actually show it off. Here is the rough stone one more time. And here is how it turned out. I'm so happy. I'm gonna stop talking for a little bit and just let you guys enjoy some pretty gem clips. So I think that's about it for this video. I'm so happy with this gem. I love the color, I love the sparkle, I love the inclusions. It's so much fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, you might want to subscribe. I post lots more fun stuff like this and tutorials and rack hounding vlogs and the works. If there's anything specific you want to see me film next, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. If you want to check out this gem or any of my other available pieces, they will be on my website right here, also linked in the description. I think that's about it. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun watching this, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!